Hello everyone, it's Carson. We're back. It's been a few days, but there just wasn't that much to talk about. I know a lot of YouTubers will put out videos being like, "Oh, 3.18's delayed. Where's 3.18? Who gives a fuck?" Ultimately, who gives a fuck? But today, I do have a very noob-friendly channel, so I just wanted to make a video walking around and showing the interior and kind of how it flies the Drake Vulture. There isn't any salvage gameplay in this, primarily because I think everyone's seen it 100 times, and I'd want to make a more detailed salvage video, how to do it, what it's like when the actual 3.18 launches. I just don't see a point in going over this is how you do salvage and this is what salvage looks like when there's 1,000 other live streams and channels doing it. But I did want to quickly make a video just showing this off. If you cannot get into it, or if you don't own enough ships to be in the concierge, you're not in wave 1, which is a lot of people. And also, even if you are in wave 1, the PU or the PTU is so bad, dude. Like last night, it was terrible. And getting to the ship itself, I fell through so many elevators trying to get to this thing. Anyways, so I did a pan around on the outside. It's beautiful, guys. The Drake design language just continues to be refined. Here we are getting inside. I love the noises. I love how you like walk on the arms kind of to get in here. You guys just look around. There's all these cool little details. You can see like those little capacitors, maybe, I don't know, down by the arms. As always, everything looks and sounds very, very Drake-like. It's just very pretty. I love the color, and I guess we're gonna pan around here on the outside in just a moment so you guys can see it. But let's just get into a bit of the specs for the ship before we continue with that. All right, while we continue in the background, I'm just gonna talk over all this here. So currently, it only has 12 SCU of cargo. I believe that's accurate from what I can tell. It also has 2 bulldogs on it, which I believe are size 1. Yeah, those are size 1. Okay. There's also a tractor beam, which we obviously can't use ship tractor beams, but the scraper you can use. Like I said, I'm going to make a more detailed video about salvaging. Don't worry about it. It's literally the exact same as mining. There's just not that much to show right now, but I will make a more detailed guide on it. Aside from that, has just under 600 quantum fuel. The thing has a lot of boost for some reason. I'm not sure if that's an error. You'll see me kind of just like playing around here, getting on Atmo as we look around the ship. It looks so cool, in my opinion. I think it's such a cool looking thing. And honestly, even though the guns are only size 1, like you can do low level bounties with this thing. It's weird. I saw someone being like, "Oh, this is a great racing ship," because its top speed is I think 1115. Which is pretty high. It might be 1120. It's somewhere around there. I think also a few of these things are subject to change, but right now it's listed as 1115, and that's what I got in game as well. There is a bit of an interior, which we're going to walk around and see here in a second. The ship tops in at 33 meters, I'm sorry, with a beam of 16 meters and a height of 9. So it's a medium ship for sure. Definitely not large, but it's so weird because to me this looks like a toy almost. Like it looks way smaller than it is. But in game, we walked around it and we're looking around it now. It's beautiful. You also notice right now as we look under, I guess, the 2 little pincers, this thing has VTOL capabilities. You'll see me playing with the vents there, which obviously will be super great for atmospheric salvage. Now that soft death is in the game, you might find that some bounties crash and they might live when they crash and their hulls remain. And you can strip those, and even if they explode, you can strip those too. But it's kind of cool to be able to soft kill things. You also see some visual glitches here, especially with the UI. The PTU, I keep wanting to say PU, but the PTU is super buggy right now, guys. It's really bad. It's also a little infuriating that we won't get this until January now, but I'm really hoping they push out a wave 2 soon and refine some of these bugs. Back to the Vulture though, I'm showing you right now the boost is kind of like never ending on this thing. There's a lot of boost in this thing for what it is. And I also think it's a little fast. Like I said earlier, the guy was like, "Oh, it's a great racing ship," because I mean, this thing kind of moves. But beyond that, there is a bed in here, which is awesome. There's a little bit of storage space. You can store some guns. I know there's a suit place to store as well. All the physical components are there, as they are on all new ships. And there's also, you can navigate to the little cargo hold, which we'll do here in a second. Something else which is kind of cool, there is a little machine that, while you're salvaging, it like packs them into 1 SCU boxes so that you can then move or sell at your leisure. But there's like a machine that does it. It's kind of cool. So the salvage doesn't just appear in your cargo hold, it gets like processed, and you could turn that off so it doesn't do it manually so you can watch it, or you could have it do it while you're just salvaging until you're full. So 12 SCU isn't huge by any means. Obviously the reclaimer is many times bigger than the ship, and it will do much more in terms of storage and capacity and overall hauling, but This thing packs a little punch for what it is. I mean, it has some guns, no missiles or anything, but it certainly is in a great place, I think, myself. It flies pretty well, it looks beautiful. Let me get a price for you guys real quick. All right, so the ship currently cannot be bought. As we know, it will be sold again once it goes live. Typically, that's how it goes. I don't see why it would be any different. And last time the ship was sold, it was 140. At that price point, it's a little high for me, considering, I don't know, I think all the ships in the game are overpriced, but, you know, definitely nothing extreme, nothing we haven't seen before. It'll get you in a whole new gameplay loop, and I think the Prospector is around that price range as well, and that's to get you into the mining gameplay loop. So it's definitely appropriately priced in terms of what it offers you, and I think a few of these and a few cutties would make a great little pirate raiding party. And I just can't wait to see that. But yeah, so 140 is what it was last time, and that's probably what it's going to be next time. We can't predict that, obviously, until it goes on sale when the patch goes live. Typically, ships get more expensive as they go through concept, so I don't know if that will go up. It's very possible it remains at 140. It's possible it goes up to 160, 150. Somewhere around that price range is what you can expect to pay for this. And just like all ships, it will not be rentable in-game when it goes in initially. We're going to have to wait, typically a patch cycle, for that to be purchasable in-game. Alright, so we're standing up here so that you see the interior of the ship. So you can see this place has a little room where you're driving. This is your little bedroom and sleeping quarter. You can see there also is a bathroom. There I go falling. There's a little bathroom in there. And then we're going to go down to the cargo hold. We're going to make our way back to the top at some point, but I want to start from the back of the ship. This is where your cargo will be stored. This is the little machine that crushes things up. It's pretty cool. It makes these little boxes which you can then move. But that's kind of it for this little portion. You can also enter through the back if you'd like. It's kind of cool. Kind of looks like all the other Drake interiors. The design language for the Drake ships has really been refined. I love the little danger symbol and like the peeling of some of the paint. It's really, the details are quite insane on this little vessel. We go up here. You'll see this is where your storage can be. Guns on the left. Obviously you can put a suit in here or other things. The detail, once again, like the peeling paint and stuff is super cool. It looks almost like a little, I don't know what this little area is, just a little counter. I don't know if that has a use, but here's all your components. You can even open them, and there's a bathroom again. You have a bed, which is super convenient for logging out and everything. I was just trying to touch everything I could, see if maybe some of these things were interactable, but fortunately they're really not. There's another computer there to your left, and then that brings you right up to the little bridge area. So it's definitely nothing crazy, but the fact that this ship has like a semi-decent interior is so surprising to me. I love the fact that there's a bed so that you can go on these long salvage journeys. Maybe you get tired and eventually you you make your way to sleep to log off, and you come back and it's still there. So the ship itself is super cool, super refined. This almost reminds me of like a little kitchenette, like a food dispenser, what I'm looking at. I don't think that's what it is. I couldn't find any information on whether or not it has a kitchenette. I don't think it does. I think that just is a weird looking little counter. But that concludes the tour. No revelations here. It's nothing huge at all. You can see those visual glitches again. I think that's just the build we're on. Here's me testing the acceleration. It's not the fastest thing in the world from 0 to 11, 15, but honestly, it kind of zooms. Just doing some loops here. Just having some fun, looking around. I really just want to make this video to give you guys like a quick preview. Obviously, some stuff is subject to change. I suppose they could change the guns on it. But otherwise, I think everything is pretty set for this ship at this point. So, like I said, expect to see some salvage gameplay at some point. Maybe I'll push it out while the PTU is out, but I don't know. I don't want to make a video about a feature it's not in the game yet. And the only reason I feel so confident about making this video about the ship is because there's nothing major that's going to change about this ship. Maybe except from the handling, maybe they give us a little bit less boost or something. But generally, the design and the internal layout of the ship is final. So this is just the Drake Vulture for you guys. It's pretty beautiful, and I love it. And I can't wait to purchase one the second they come out, because I love this thing. I don't own one currently, but in the PTU you get access to the new ship, so that's how I'm using it now. Anyways, that's kind of it, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and look forward to new videos.